Adventure Time.
Yes, this is not your same Adventure Time game as the last 3 games. That's the first thing we need to say.
Okay.
This is not a top-down 2D SNES-style Zelda game. This is a 3D story-driven adventure. Okay, so it's more in the lines of a Grim Fandango or a Full Throttle or things like that. It's almost like episodic in a way, except that we're packaging all the episodes in one retail package right off the bat. But it has 5 individual episodes. Okay, and every episode has 3 acts, so you're getting 15 total acts in this particular game. That's about 10 hours of story. It's a lot of VO.
Okay.
All the original actors aren't here. There's 41 characters that are voiced by 14 of the actors from the show. So there's about 6,000 lines of dialogue in this game.
You're right. This is not
the same game. And I'll tell you, this one is solely for fans. Okay, this is really like a fan's dream because everything that's everywhere in this game has happened somewhere along the line between the season 1 and the current season. Now our story takes place in the latter seasons, like in between a couple of them. But there are still references from the other ones all in here. So for example, when you get your lightning sword in this game, you actually get it from where else but the dungeon train, because that is where you get it in the show. If you want to go see where the lich was held in the tree, you need to do the following. You need to get some soap and you need to blow a bubble, because if you don't have a bubble, you can't get to the tree. This is all straight from the game.
God.
So it's kind of like, if you're that much of a fan, you should be able to do what you need to do, because you know. If you're not a fan, it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but it's not going to be impossible to get past that as far as the learning curve. So you have an inventory. You can scroll through it with your left trigger. So if you have things like Jake is actually an inventory item. Okay, so you have to use Jake to actually solve things. Sometimes you have to combine him with items you might already have. So for example, something's way up there. Jake might need something like a stick, and then he'll stretch and reach it, and he'll get it down for you. And that's why he's used. He's also used in combat. So if you'd like to just go ahead and move around and go right ahead. We do feature pretty much many locations from the show. Fire Kingdom is going to be in this game. Ice Kingdom, Castle Lemon Grab, Candy Kingdom, Magic Man's house, Billy's Cave. I mean, all this stuff is in here. Marceline, where she lives. Okay, so here you're waiting for these bees to actually build this thing. Get told as a hint, come back later. It's not ready yet. But just to quickly show you how you use Jake, come over to this location right here. Hit your left trigger when you see that, and have Jake lift you up by hitting X. Right there. So Jake can actually help you get around. Notice the Gumball Guardian on the wall. Anyway, in this first act of the game, which is where you are, Abracadaniel was accused of basically doing something wrong. He's been imprisoned by Princess Bubblegum down in the Candy Kingdom dungeon. And you have to basically prove that he's innocent and get him out of there in order to keep moving on through the story. Eventually, what happens is he will escort you to Wizard City. So, that's the whole first, chapter basically, is that you want to get through that part so that you can get to Wizard City and keep on moving through the story. In the Wizard City, for example, there are wizards actually trying to get the sweet, sweet magic out of the candy people and to do their evil deeds. They've basically taken poor Peppermint Butler hostage, and he's hanging, and they're trying to basically, extract that magic out of him, what they like to his dark magic, basically. So eventually you'll work your way down into that secret society chamber in Wizard City and then keep on going. There are numerous swords that you can have. Right now you have the Scarlet Sword in your possession. You can't use it right now for any combat because it's not a combat area. If you go back up this way, go up the stairs into the Candy Kingdom and use your B button, you'll actually enter the Candy Kingdom's castle. So the swords that we have are the Scarlet Sword. You can also get the 4D sword that was seen in the episode The Real You. You can get, as I said, the Dungeon Train. You can get the Lightning Sword. You can get the Root Sword, Sword of the Dead, and the Pink Jewel Sword. Those are all the swords that we have. And when Jake goes into combat mode, you can ride him as War Dog, or you can put him on as Jake's suit, or you can use him as a catapult to actually do an area effect damage on everybody around you. or get on him like a top and he spins while you're slashing people. So in this case, you know, you're just talking to her and she's basically telling you that you need to find the clues to prove that Abraham Daniel really is innocent. And if you don't, she's not letting him go. So the other thing to mention is that there's 15 acts that I was saying, and in each one of them you can find a little snail. If you get all 15, that's an achievement. So there's things like that are hidden. So the snail is one place in every act. So you got to keep your eye out for that little guy all the time. It's about 10 hours of gameplay. I would say that, you know, on average, each episode that we do is about 2 hours or so long, depending on, you know, where you might get stuck in the story or something, got to use your brain to get yourself out of it. If you order this as a pre-order through GameStop, and only them, you will get a free DLC level where you get to play Marceline instead of these guys. So that is another 2 hours of gameplay added on for free if you do the pre-order. If not, it will cost whoever wants it later about $5. And like I said, that's a whole different game because when you play as Marceline, she doesn't do the same things that these guys do.
Exactly.
She is a vampire. She has different abilities. She doesn't go into combat like these guys do. So it's just a whole different thing. I'm trying to think what else I can tell you about it. I mean, you know, you get to explore so many different places. I think really the big thing to take away is that for fans of the show, this is like living in an episode. Okay?
When does this release?
It releases, I believe, on October 27th, and it's on every system that there is, basically. So you can get it on the 3DS, or all the way up to the PlayStation 4 or the Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3. You can play it on Steam if you like, and you can play it on Wii U, and I already mentioned 3DS.
Yes.
The only difference is that the 3DS does not have the DLC available, okay, because, you know, you have to have extra memory cards for that, and we just didn't feel like knowing how many people really were going to get that, so we just left it to the ones that people have hard drives for. They can just download it, and that's it. And if you get it on Steam, there will be Steam cards available as well.
This is exciting.
So,
the exclusive with GameStop alone.
Yep.
Oh, to play as Marceline. Yes.
I think that's the best buy for fans if they really want to get that extra 20% of the game, you know, right off the bat and not have to pay for it.
All right, October 27th.
Yep, that's when it comes out.
All right. Thanks for the time.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.